Human history is usually told as a story of constant accumulation. We track the miracles we gain: electricity, air travel, smartphones. We build machines calculating more in a single second than a human could in a lifetime. But there is another side to progress. We record everything we invent, but we rarely account for what quietly disappears as a result of those inventions. These losses aren't physical tools or extinct species. They are experiences. The experience of being genuinely unreachable. The experience of walking through a city and seeing only the stars. The experience of being bored because there was literally nothing available to entertain you. These experiences vanish without a ceremony. One day, a condition that was once unavoidable simply becomes unnecessary, and then eventually it becomes unimaginable. Because no one announces their death, we rarely notice when the environment surrounding our thoughts shifted. For most of history, night was a radically different environment. When the sun disappeared, the entire world fundamentally changed. Your ability to travel, your awareness of danger, and your very sense of time were dictated by the onset of darkness. Humans tried to push back that darkness, but the tools were limited. Candles and early lamps were expensive, fragile, and relatively dim. Fire could extend the day, but it could not turn midnight into afternoon. That changed when we learned how to illuminate the night on an enormous scale. Darkness stopped being a condition of the environment and became something we could choose to push away. Night was once a boundary. Now, for millions of people, it is often just another part of the day. And when you remove a physical boundary from life, you change what humans expect from their time. Historical communication inherently required releasing a message into uncertainty. You wrote a letter, you handed it over, and then you waited. There was no typing indicator. The uncertainty was built into the medium itself. Modern networks change that. When information becomes nearly instantaneous, waiting starts to feel like a malfunction. A delayed message feels suspicious. A slow website feels broken. An unanswered text feels psychologically uncomfortable. We have gained the ability to escape almost any moment of understimulation. The instant a journey becomes boring or a conversation lulls, we can enter a digital crowd or consult an algorithm. By making waiting and boredom unnecessary, we removed the empty spaces where thoughts once wandered. We traded the tension of uncertainty for the constant noise of stimulation. Before digital navigation, knowing where you were was a physical skill. People had to learn the shape of their surroundings, remembering roads, rivers, mountains, and the positions of the stars. The environment was part of your memory. Today, we move through places without learning them. We can arrive in a new city and navigate it immediately, often without ever knowing which way is north or remembering the names of the streets we just walked. This lack of spatial vulnerability mirrors a social one. Leaving home used to mean becoming temporarily unavailable. You could walk somewhere without carrying a device capable of revealing your location at every second. For many, a phone is now an extension of their social presence. It allows the rest of the world to enter our lives at almost any moment, eroding the boundary between being alone and being connected. Technology removed the difficulty of getting lost or being out of reach, but those difficulties were also teachers. They forced us to pay a strict kind of attention to our surroundings and our own solitude. The past was not inherently better. It was filled with disease, violence, and exhausting labor that modern technology has dramatically reduced. We shouldn't romanticize the suffering of previous eras. But an experience does not have to be pleasant to be valuable. When technology removes an unpleasant experience, it may also remove the psychological environment that surrounded it. This is the hidden ledger of progress. We gained speed and lost patience. We gained information and lost the ability to tolerate uncertainty. We gained convenience and lost forms of competence that once defined the human experience. By engineering away physical discomfort, we changed the mind. We are trading away the very conditions that once built our resilience and our attention. These extinct experiences now survive only in fragments, in diaries, old photographs, and the stories people told about ordinary life. We can study them, but we cannot truly feel what it was like to live inside them. Human beings are shaped by their environments. change the environment, and eventually you change what feels normal. One day, people may look at our lives and find it unimaginable that we ever drove ourselves or carried physical objects to communicate, or accepted the possibility of being unreachable. Civilization doesn't just build the future, it quietly edits the human experience. The question is not only what technology gives us, but what kind of experience becomes impossible once we have it.